Hey everyone, my name is Joe and I'm the Kosher Ninja. We're talking about my attempt to hike the Shvil Israel, or Israel National Trail, all the way from one end of Israel in Kibbutz Dan, and actually starting from Mount Hermon, all the way to Eilat, which I did last year. And we're answering some questions that people have asked me about that adventure. So I'm so glad that you've stopped by, and while you're here, I hope that you'll subscribe and go check out some of my videos from the Shvil. But right now, let's just get back to some of the questions that we still haven't answered. One I get asked a lot is whether or not I feel I'm in better shape. And definitely towards the end of the Shvil, I was feeling much more comfortable. I was much more physically able to do the day's work, as it were. And I guess you really notice the difference when you get home and try to do your regular things. So at the office, it was much easier to climb the stairs at the office. I didn't feel like I was out of breath like sometimes I would. I was in pretty good shape even before I left, so not a huge difference, but enough to notice it. Going back to Kung Fu, not so much. I've tried to get back in and ease in, which I think has been good and important, because it turns out you use different muscles when you're hiking than you do when you're doing Kung Fu. Having said that, I was really freaked out about horse dances, and I was like, nobody likes horse dances, and I really don't like horse dances, but I was actually surprised how, it wasn't great. I still don't love horse dances. I'm not better at horse dances than I ever was, but just didn't feel as bad as I thought it would have after 3 months absence. Let's just put it that way. Other than that, I'm still trying to get into it. I didn't do any push-ups on the Shvil, so things like push-ups, sit-ups, all that stuff. Just doing a bunch of exercises in a row. Yeah, I'm not entirely in that shape, so I'm trying to ease into it, work up to it again, and it'll be fine. But my hips have definitely felt it. So I had a bunch of issues, the plantar fasciitis that I had when I came back, really the last couple of weeks on the Shvil, and I think I know exactly where it happened when I was trying to keep up with the guys I was hiking with. And so I've been working that through with my RMT, whom I've now named my registered massage torturer. But it's good. It's feeling much better. My feet are much better. The plantar fasciitis is mostly gone. It still flares up once in a blue moon, lets me know that it's not entirely gone, but that's feeling much better. After I went to work sort of full days, like really sitting at my computer the full time, I don't know if it was that or going back to Kung Fu, because they both sort of coincided a little bit. My hips started bothering me. My RMT finally said that somehow I got my pelvic bone out of alignment, and she did a couple of exercises to try to align that, and night and day, totally helped with some of those issues. So there's been some stuff I've had to work through physically that, you do something that, like the Shvil, it's hard on your body. And even when you're young, and more so when you're my age. So that's something I was prepared for. I expected. I have not been back to my physiotherapist yet about my hips. That's kind of a weird one, because I don't really know what to tell them. They're kind of fine, but they're not and come to find out that joint pain is actually a symptom of menopause. So I'm not sure my physiotherapist can help with that. I don't know if that's what my joint pain is or not, but I'm sort of in a weird place, so I haven't been back to see him yet. But maybe I will. This was all kind of something that I expected, that I would have to deal with some physical issues. So we'll have to see about that. So in terms of being in better shape, that's kind of where I'm at. Yes, a little bit better shape, a little bit more endurance, a few sort of injuries-ish, if you want to call it that. I didn't have any real injuries other than that plantar fasciitis and a few blisters. After the Shvil, this hand, I had this weird scar, which is going to be a souvenir forever from the Shvil, but I don't even actually know where I got it, and I think it was actually after the Shvil. It was a couple days later that I noticed I had this weird scrape, and I was headed for the Dead Sea, so I was afraid it was going to be excruciatingly painful. But I didn't actually feel it. The salt water it wasn't so deep that I actually felt anything. So I don't know where I got it from, but it did leave me quite a nasty scar, actually. So, oh well, it's a memory from the Shvil for the rest of my life, probably. Every time I look at my hand, I will remember the Shvil. So the other thing, I think people asked if I had lost weight. I don't think I lost weight. I did, well, there were certain points in Tzfat, I saw myself in the mirror and I was like, I have lost weight, I'm scary looking. So I went and I gorged myself on food. But I think for the most part, I didn't do too badly, and in some places, some points, I sort of feel like maybe I gained weight, but maybe it's just muscle or the weight distributed differently. And that also is also to some degree probably a factor of where I am in life. But yeah, so I don't think I lost huge amounts of weight. I probably did, so here's the thing. This is one of those things where, like, women and men, life is just so unfair. Women talk about how even when they do like thru-hiking and major backpacking in order to get the calories that they need to do something like this, they do gain weight. Unlike guys who can't seem to get enough calories to not lose weight. So life is so unfair, it really is. So I guess from that perspective, I've actually been lucky to inherit my dad's metabolism. So yes, I'm probably one of those people who lose weight when they do something like this, and I definitely need to keep an eye on that. So we still have a few more questions and answers to go through, but for today, that's it. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. So if you have, give me a thumbs up and subscribe and share this video with your friends. While you're subscribing, some people have told me that even though they've subscribed, they're not actually getting the notifications of the new videos going up. So while you're subscribing, and if you've already subscribed, take a look next to the red subscribe button. There's a little gray bell, there, right next to it. And that bell, YouTube has put it in so that you actually have some control over the notifications that you get. So I know it's a little bit annoying, you have to hit two buttons, but that way you can sort of keep your inboxes clear of all the notifications for channels that you don't necessarily want notifications from, but you can get notifications from the channels that you do want notifications from, hopefully mine. And So just hit that bell. There's a couple of different settings on it. So if it's grayed out, you're not going to get notifications. And then if you hit it, I think if you hit it once, you will get notifications when I post videos. So in any case, just hit that bell and you should be getting notifications. If you're still having trouble, just fire me a note and let me know, and we'll figure out what the problem is. But as far as I know, that's the only reason that people are not getting notifications is when you subscribe, that puts my channel in your subscriptions feed and your list of subscriptions, so you can easily access my channel. But to actually get the notifications, you have to hit the bell. So I know it's a bit of a pain, but thank you for doing that, guys. And if you have other questions and comments that I still haven't answered, leave them in the comments down below and we'll get back to them. And if you've ever hiked in Israel on the Shvil Israel or anywhere else, please tell me about it in the comments down below. I'd love to hear about it. And I really can't wait to see you again next time. So until then, thanks for watching and shalom, eh?